Namaste peeps! Welcome to Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. Your host is Tara. I was kind of hoping I could get Wally in here, but he's kind of wandering around trying to find all the vents in the house because we're cooling it down now that I'm home and we can crank up the AC a little bit. Okay, so today I'm going to be bringing you the weekly reading for August 15th, first day of school, to August 21st. I have been getting my classroom ready and everything for the first day of school today, which my classes are awesome. My 9th and 12th grade students, I think they're going to be pretty cool. I even had students come in where they apologized for missing my class because counselors are still working on their schedules and trying to figure out who goes where, and some even shook my hand and introduced themselves and I apologize for being absent today. The counselor was working on my schedule. Is there any homework that I missed? I'm like, you're cool and I want a whole class of you, and I think I do have a lot of classes of that, so that's pretty cool. My high jump athletes are in my senior classes, which is pretty awesome to have my athletes in there and be able to kind of see them in a different capacity. I kind of showed you guys last week that I carry a stone with me, and kind of for the first day today I wanted to be kind of bright and shiny and kind of pump them up for that very first day. So I actually carried a little Herkimer diamond with me today. Just I have a bigger one, but I thought it might get damaged, so I just carried my little one with me. Kind of give me that sparkle, that pizzazz for today. And we got Wally down here. You guys can't see him, but he's trying to mess with my lighting and killing things. The first thing I want to do is work with the Dame Darcy Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks. Wally, you coming up? Oh, Wally. Everybody, this is Wally. He's a puma. He's the cutest. He's a hero. Okay, you can go back. Oh, he's purring. I love you too. Okay, so the Dame Darcy Tarot. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a little shuffle. Remember that this is a generalized reading. If you would like something more tailored for yourself, then do visit my website and Etsy shop. Information down below. Okay, so I always just give these a little shuffle, and whatever pops out, that is the card for those days. So I'm going to go Monday, Tuesday, which is, well, kind of today, and tomorrow. And then we'll go Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll go Friday through the weekend. Okay, so let's go Monday, Tuesday. Just a message for all of us. Something to help us along our spiritual path. Just so we can kick some metaphysical ass. All right, so we got our first one. And going into our second one. Here we go. And Friday through the weekend. Order here. So we have our 3 cards. Okay, so our first card, 5 of Pentacles. Monday, Tuesday, why are we starting off with the 5 of Pentacles? So what I'm getting from this card is, what is it that we feel is lacking, that isn't bringing us total fulfillment? So it doesn't mean total happiness as in like material happiness. It could be material happiness because it is pentacles, but maybe home happiness, maybe health happiness, that type of happiness. I'm not getting material happiness as in if I buy this and that, if I win the lottery, that's going to fulfill me. We know that those things, we can't take with us. They're not really going to fulfill us. So I'm getting more of a feeling that they're saying that there might be something lacking in either our jobs or our home life that is keeping us from feeling fulfilled. So you might want to take inventory, maybe write some stuff down, maybe kind of go through your head, your day-to-day things, and just kind of take a gander at what is it that is lacking. Am I lacking an emotion? Am I lacking something that I need to do? Am I lacking a creative outlet? What is it that I feel is lacking? So think about that for Monday and Tuesday, or today and tomorrow. The next one we have is the sun. So very interesting. It's the sun. It's the star. So here we have the star. So Monday and Tuesday, if we take that inventory, what is it that is lacking? What is it that is keeping us from feeling fulfilled? Then we might have a bout of inspiration, something that is going to finally make that connection that we've been looking for. So take that time to really stop and think about what is it that I'm lacking in my home life, in my job, in my creative outlets and things like that. And that might actually, when I take stock of that, I might have the inspiration of like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that because X, Y, and Z wasn't happening, that I wasn't feeling fulfilled in my life. So you might want to have to think about that. And while he's coming up, he's got a little paw on my leg right now. Puma. Okay, our next one we have is the Nine of Wands, and this is Friday through the weekend, so that's supposed to carry us through the weekend. So I'm seeing a lot of inner reflection, introspection going on this week, and it looks like it's going to be a tough week. So we had a lot of movement going on last week, and it looks like we just gotta dig our feet in and just keep on trucking is kind of what I'm feeling for Friday through the weekend. So this isn't a time to just kick back and relax and, let the fruits of your labor roll in. This is like, we gotta get some stuff done. We gotta do some inner work so that we can eventually, kick our shoes off and just let everything roll in for us, let all that really cool light roll in for us. But I'm thinking that this week is going to be a lot of work, a lot of just standing your ground. I'm getting it done. I might have some inspiration after I've taken inventory of the things that may be missing from my life that I think I want to reincorporate. Maybe they weren't always missing, but maybe they're missing as of recent. And so it's caused a disconnect or an imbalance in your life. So have a think about that. What is it that's thrown things out of whack that you feel like it's not there anymore, it's not fulfilling you, and you might have a little bit of inspiration of like, hey, maybe I could do this and this and this, and then I'll feel a lot better. But it's going to take some work. It's going to take a lot of. This isn't going to happen overnight, and obviously this isn't probably going to happen within just this week. So I have a feeling like this might be continuing on into next week. Okay, so after getting that reading of we're going to be digging in our heels and getting some work done, getting our hands dirty, let's go ahead and pull an oracle card for you guys. I always like to get a general overview for the week. So I am using my magic and manifestation cards, and I actually purchased this off of Ethany's website. So if you want to go to, I believe it's ethany.com, you can check it out. She's got some decks for purchase, and I just love their just golded edging, and it's purple, it's beautiful. And although the pictures are just so simple, I am really connected with this deck. So let's go ahead and get a generalization for this week. And Wally is moving under light once again. Okay, so something general for us this week. And I kind of see this card has been hanging out. Wow, this card is popping up a lot. Not only was this the card that I just showed you guys that was at the bottom of the deck, but this was also the card that I had pulled on Instagram a couple of days ago. So pride. So with this week's reading, us having to take a look at what is it that we are lacking, getting some inspiration, but really having to do a lot of work, really having to dig in and continue this process. We're gonna have to put our pride aside. Okay, so maybe this is something that you don't want to acknowledge about yourself that might be lacking, but you're just gonna have to put that aside if you ever wish to feel fulfilled and to eventually gain that genuine light, love, happiness, all of that within you, you're gonna have to put this aside. Okay, this might be hard for a lot of people, including myself. Especially being a teacher, I come from where I'm in a position where I'm at the front of the class and I'm to teach my students something. But sometimes it's really hard for me to put my pride aside, admit when I'm wrong, which I do. I do admit to my students when I am wrong. And a lot of times they have a lot to teach me. That sounds really cliche, but it's true. And I have to put my adult pride aside and say, hey, you know what? Sometimes that 14-year-old child has a lot to teach me, so have a think about that. Okay, since this is Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, stay tuned because we have a workout for you. Hey everyone, welcome to our workout segment, and today we're going to be working the biceps. So I know that our card today was pride, and a lot of times reasons, people say they don't want to work out at the gym, or I don't want to work out that muscle, or I don't want to do that, is because it's hard. Some people say, well, I just don't want to. Well, there's a reason behind the I just don't want to. So for today, let's go ahead and put our pride aside. And even though something may be difficult, maybe you don't understand it, well, I'm here to at least help you with the bicep curl. And so we're going to be working regular bicep curl, reverse bicep curl, and then hammer curls. So maybe you can actually take this to the gym. We're always afraid of, looking dumb in front of people, or not looking, looking like we know what we're doing. And so we shy away from things at the gym, or working in a public place, or working out in a public place. But, you could always work out at home as well. Or maybe you're like, well, I don't want my kids to look at me, or I don't want my husband to look at me, or I don't want my wife to look at me. You just have to put that aside, and you got to think about you. You got to think about your health, and think about number one. So, remember that without you, what good are you to help other people? So, if, you needed to, help somebody, pick your child up, something like that, you need to have these muscles. They need to be working so that you don't hurt yourself, so that you're not, clocked out when you should be helping others. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with the bicep curl. So I'm going to show you different variations of the bicep curl. Like I said, we're going to be doing regular, reverse, and hammer curl. Now remember that before you do any sort of exercise routine, of course get it cleared by your doctor first. If you have any sort of injury, something hurts, like an acute pain, then you need to stop. Okay, so I know the mantra is no pain, no gain. That's stupid. Okay, pain, there should be no pain. Meaning you shouldn't feel sharp pain. If you're feeling fatigue or tiredness, that's different. Okay, that's different from an acute pain. So it should be no fatigue, no gain, instead of no pain, no gain. That's kind of misleading. So you may be saying, well, I don't have dumbbells at home. Well, improvise. Maybe you have some tubing, maybe you have grocery bags and you can fill it with cans and things like that. So I'm going to show you at least 3 things that I had around the house that you can use for your bicep curls. Of course, get creative as you want. You can curl some milk jugs, you can curl cans of soup. Go at your ability levels. Of course, the more advanced that you are, the stronger you are, the heavier you want to make it. So we're going to go ahead and do 3 sets of 10 and focus on not just jerking your body around. If you need to do this with your body, if you're throwing your back into it, the weight is too heavy and you're going to end up hurting your lower back. Okay, so keep everything engaged. Your feet should be shoulder width apart. Keep everything, knees slightly bent, and you want to keep your elbows at your side, and you want to bring that curl up as slowly as you can. Go down slow, okay? Nothing should be jerky and nothing should be fast, okay? So, okay, here we go. 3 sets of 10.
When performing this exercise, make sure that you do not have a bend in your wrist, also known as breaking the wrist. Not literally, but you catch my drift, while holding the weights. Make sure the curl and release are equal in speed. Slow and steady wins the race. As you become more advanced, you can perform what is known as negatives and other variations on speed. It's okay for your body to rock slightly, but do not bend backwards trying to lift the weight. Otherwise, put your pride aside and lift lighter weight. Remember to keep your core tight or flexed and do not lock your knees. Breathe in on the descent and out on the ascent. If you do not have dumbbells, you can use tubing. I got from mine for $10 at Walmart. Notice that I try to keep my elbows as close to my body as possible and in somewhat the same position. I'm breathing out as I go down and in as I come up. Again, I try not to, quote, break, end quote, my wrist. So keep them as straight as possible. You can fill bags with food as well. The point is to get creative with your fitness. I ended up using reusable bags, and since I have weights lying around the house, I filled them with weights. Of course, you can always raid your pantry and fill them with little odds and ends such as cans of food, rice, anything else you have lying around the house. Just make sure that the weight is distributed equally amongst the both of the bags.
Okay, so remember to keep everything nice and tight, engaged. As always, you want to protect this whole middle here because, you know, if anything is out of balance, if anything is loose in your core, other muscles have to compensate. When other muscles have to compensate doing movements that they shouldn't be doing, they're, you know, taking over jobs that they shouldn't take over, then with that imbalance causes injury. So that's why I'm always saying keep your core tight. Okay, so with the muscle workout we did today with the biceps, when you do a front curl, this works the top of the bicep. When you do a reverse curl, this works the outside of the bicep. And when you do a hammer curl, this is kind of working the top but also the inside of the bicep, so it gives you a nice round proportion. All right, so that's it, and I will see you guys back inside. Don't forget to hydrate, don't forget to have fun, and peace out! And we're back. So hopefully you had yourself a good workout. Remember, you don't need tons of fancy equipment to get your sweat on, and I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease.